Hi everyone, and welcome to part number 4 on the YouTube. This is the second stream, so for anyone that's wondering, I do them in groups of 3. I do 3 hours a week on a Friday evening if you want to come join me. The link is in the description if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you to all of my my Twitch viewers that come join me every week, and glad to see so many of you as well. So many people come over from YouTube and come say hello, so that's always awesome to see. So just to remind you myself what we were doing, we're really approaching the mid game today. We've kind of built a stable base. We're working on Atmos suits. We're trying to get steel and plastic, and also get on with the material research. So really pushing through the research tree, getting everything up that we need, and then we can, finish off on the second planetoid as well. So I don't think there are any artifacts here, but we will confirm. But yeah, then really we'll just work on the main base, because we don't need lots of planetoids. That's not the point of this run. The point of this run is mainly to sort the rockets out and get cosmic archaeology, of course. That is the name of the run. There's our one goal here. So yeah, we're just building a working base. We're adding a little bit of heat into this. I mean, this is a basic setup for refining metals. Basically, we're just dumping heat into this water. This will eventually heat up to the point where things break and things go badly, but we can actually get quite a lot of metal out of it, so it's not a huge problem. We just got the achievement for popping into the oil biome over here, so I'm guessing, there we are. Ghost Rider is just about pushing his way through. Should be okay on temperatures over here because of the frozen biome right next to it. So yeah, we're cracking on. We have got quite a long way. Obviously, we're going sideways rather than vertically, which actually speeds you up, because building ladders and poles is slower than just digging sideways. So yeah, we're slightly quicker than a normal map, but we've done a good job of exploring for sure. So we'll get that built. We're going to grab this fossil, and then that'll give us the lime we need to actually make the steel, which we're missing. Yo, Goon, or come in. I saw you said you were playing as well, but I haven't seen you streaming. So are you going to be back on the only streams? Or you're just playing offline? Yeah, so, okay, let's say, these, we might be able to recover these thimble reeds. This one is growing, which is great, but these ones are too hot, because the water got too hot from the steam. This one's also growing? Yeah. So, we can harvest those, I mean, why not? What we can do, there is a way to solve this. If we just use a nice temp shift plate for cooling, we can cool these down, I think, to the point where they will actually grow. But what we'll do is we'll dump a lot of this water away, because this water is very hot, and then we'll apply our cooling. I wonder if I want to dump that into there, possibly. Probably won't be enough. So, water has quite a high specific heat capacity. So it has a specific heat capacity of 4 on here, 4.2. And basically that means it takes a lot of energy, a lot of heat to change its temperature. And there's also a lot of mass here. That means the more mass you have, the more energy again you need to change temperature. So having a big pile of water means very slow temperature change. So what we'll do is we'll just get rid of that, and then that will allow us to get a dupe stuck. Probably not be a good idea. Let's dig. Is that going to do slime lung? Oh, sorry, that's the wrong button. That will give us some slime lung. I've been trying to avoid the slime lung. If we dig those, that should be fine. Meanwhile, we've done a little bit of research. So let's say we're working towards the materials research. We need that for the 3rd tier. I think I was just grabbing some stuff, if I remember correctly. Don't need anything in particular. Also, just quickly double check the skills. Joe, we'll leave Joe alone for now, because he's probably not having the best of time on the second planetoid. More science. We don't really need critter ranching. I'm not really planning on doing any critters on this map. We'll said that, and then just give the critter ranch skill anyway. But there you go. That's how we roll. Yeah, mostly just to improve carrying. Once we've kind of got the main thing that we need, then carrying's a good one to go. I'm going to go with the rocket piloting, because we may need to send who was that? Tim Nelson. As our artist, off to go to the other planetoids to work out some artifacts. So here's the plan. Just a bit of temporary cooling. What you can do is just grab some ice. Just make an ice temperature plate near where you want to cool, and it will then melt and cool everything down. And we might even not need that because the air temperature is low enough for the thimbleweed. So, okay. Anyway, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. And let's get this dug up too. This will become a problem if we try and put steel through this, though, because it adds about 60 degrees. So we may end up with some boiling, in which case we might want to dig up through here and dump this lot into there to try and cool it a bit. Plus, polluted water is a better coolant because it turns into steam at 120 degrees, not 100 like normal water. So I suspect if we try and pump this into the refinery and make steel, we'll have a problem. Making iron and copper is less of a problem because it adds way less heat to the water. So you get about 60 degrees from steel. So what we'll do, I think we'll have to do, is just empty this pool into that. They'll mix, they'll cool that one down. And that one will, then we can also use polluted water as our coolant. So that's good. I'm trying to ask you about the billionaire stuck in the submarine. Well, I'm not sure they're stuck in it anymore. But yes, it was a very interesting news story. See, so we brought the temperature plate. It immediately melted, but added a bit of cooling. Not a lot of cooling, but a good chunk. And then hopefully that should just be enough to get these growing again. And they both are growing. The only thing is, as long as the surrounding area doesn't overheat them again, which I think will be all right, then we'll be good. So now we've got even more thimble reeds, wild ones. So these will produce one reed fiber every 8 cycles. Thank you, C said me. Yes. Please also feel free to join the Discord. That if you're watching on YouTube as well, that is in the description. You can find that there. Come say hello. But yes, we've now got 5 of those. So if a suit is worn all of the time, then it will wear out if you're on normal wear rate, which is a setting, in 10 cycles. So if you've got one thimble reed, that will give you one wild thimble reed plant, that will give you enough every 8 cycles. So you need slightly less than one of these per suit you're trying to maintain. Accidentally break into infinite liquids. There's no. I'm not using any infinite storage so far, anyway. So we'll see. Right, we now have some fossil. So that means I need to go on here, and we'll just put that on, and we'll bump that a little bit, but not too much. Just keep an eye on the food. Right, our material research station is up there. Is that gonna? We'll just drop this slime into the bottom. I think that's a better way. We'll just angle that. So rab bolt generators here. We're going to fire them right. They're going to come in that one, out there, and straight down. Then what is the situation with power? Is it just out of power or is it turned off? Oh, there's no radiation here, is there? That'll be why. But what I am going to do, there's a good idea here, is just pop I can just put a power shut off in this, or a switch. There you go. We'll put a manual switch in there. Yeah. Also, I think I've lost my blueprints mod, which might be a bit of a pain, but no biggie. And pliers. Both pliers and blueprints, I think, are having some issues. Might need to have a look at that, but we've still got the built-in pliers now. Olympic-sized swimming pool, kiwi. Yes, you can make some very bad mistakes by opening up infinite storage when you don't mean to. Right, so I've got 3 Weezewort seeds. I really need 5, so if I can grab that, again we'll just use a little bit priority 9 to grab what we need. And then there's another one here. I'm guessing that's reachable. It is, great. So again, we've just broken into here to grab all of this sleet wheat. This sleet wheat will just make loads and loads of food for us. There's so much on the map, just naturally. I don't even need to bother doing much farming. I've got the mealwood, but anyway, feels like so much fishing in the basics mid-game movie. Yeah, well, I think it's a lot of experience. You just need to know what you're aiming for, don't you? And I've played through enough early games and mid games now. I know that. I know what to do. So it enables you to plan ahead. You know, when you're less experienced, you're learning the game, then you never know what's coming next, which is also kind of a fun way to play. When you know everything, it takes a little bit of the charm out of it, because you're not discovering new stuff. I kind of know most of it, know what to do, but then that allows me to play it in a different way, and hopefully be a bit more optimal and do some more exciting late gaming stuff. Right. Okay, so we've got 5 Weiswart seeds now. We've added that. So the question is, what was I trying to do? I was trying to get the artifact analysis station, and what I also want to do we have any copper, or are we still using it for suits? We're using it for suits. I'm just going to grab some stuff again. I'm not going to take dupes for now, although we probably have enough food and probably more than enough water and oxygen to sustain them, so we could take some more dupes. We'll see. Let's keep an eye on the food numbers, and if they seem to be going up, then we can bump the dupe numbers. But once we get this sorted into infinite storage, then I think we'll all be good. So, is anyone on this? I'll just bump that a little bit higher to get that going. Okay. Cool. So we've got a load of fossil over here. I don't know how much fossil, because it makes quite little lime. So you need 10 kilograms of lime. Okay. This is not intentionally a speed run on Drowning, no. But I have realised my playstyle, particularly for the earlier mid game, tends to be just go as fast as possible, because why not? As I've said a number of times, my favourite bit of Oni now is the late game, because I actually find the early game and the mid game more similar per run. I know, I think maybe less experience is I don't know if that's a fair way to say or not. Maybe it's just my perception of it, but I think we're starting out, the early and the mid game are more varied, but for me the late game is the more variable bit. So, I've got one goal with this run, which is to get the Cosmic Archaeology achievement. That is my one goal. So, I'm not going to hang around any longer than I need to, but I'm also not absolutely trying to min-max the speedrun like I did on the base game all achievement speedrun, which I should give a plug to if you wanted to see how quickly I did manage to get all of the achievements in the base game, all of the non-timed achievements. Then there is a playlist for that on YouTube. So if you're interested in speedruns, I have something to cover you there. But this is, this is not intentionally a speedrun. I'm going to be playing quite quickly, and I think in general I play quicker than most people. Oh my god, we got another huge raid. Enk, welcome in. You were playing Oxygen Not Included as well. Thank you, and welcome in raiders. I had a giant raid last week as well, so oh god, we're going to send this going again. Welcome in everyone. I am GC Fungus. I am mostly an Oxygen Not Included player. Give a shout out to Anked. And yes, thank you for all the follows. My piano is going to be going again. Welcome in raiders. So I'm playing my Cosmic Archaeologist run. So my intent with this is to get one achievement, because I currently have 44 out of 45 on Steam. I'm missing this one achievement, so we are going for that. And we're also playing the Skewed map, which is an interesting one. So we're just kind of pushing through the early game and into the mid game. Thank you everyone for the follows. I'm going to hit 1,000 in no time with these giant raids, so appreciate everyone that is followed on Twitch. How was your run, Hank? How are you getting on? Were you playing the same map, or were you playing something different? I think you were playing... I don't know what language that is. Is that Italian? I can't read your stream title. Apologies. Thank you everyone for the follow. Yes, the piano is going overdrive. We did that last week with Echo Ridge as well, but welcome in everyone. It is Italian. Awesome, right. I got that right. I got it right, but I can't read it, unfortunately. Can I say buonasera? Is it too late for that? I'm not familiar with where the evening is. You know my guides were awesome. That's great. So thank you. Yeah. If anyone that isn't familiar, I have my YouTube channel there with lots of guides, as Ank has pointed out, which covers everything in the game basically. So we're playing quickly through. And this, yeah, the piano music's just going to go and go and go. But thank you everyone for following. Oh, got to brush off on my languages. So got a number now. Go on, CZ's he's my propaganda machine. He's going to be on it. Right. Okay, I've got to pay attention to what's going on. So, for everyone that's just joined us as well, let's say we're in the mid-game, so I think we are, thank you very much, Ed. Thank you. Yeah, very happy with those guides, so I'm glad everyone enjoyed them, find them useful. We are on the hunt for steel, so we're just grabbing some fossil from our oil biome, which is sideways, crushing that into lime, and then we are turning that into steel, and hopefully not breaking anything, so we've just done a bit of a basic setup. Thank you to Anonymous Gifter for subbing Enk there, and also Enk, that would add you to my potential list of people to join the base if I'm adding dupes. All of my subscribers are on that list, so there you go. You now have a chance of being in. If I take more dupes, I'm not actually taking any currently, so we'll be added on there. Yeah, so we're on the steel hunt. We've also got some materials science research, which I'm holding off on for a second. We haven't quite finished. We can add you in. And Gabo build a nuclear reactor. Awesome. Yes, the nuclear reactor video was an interesting one to film. But yeah, they're actually simpler than you think. But yeah, we're a steel on cycle 50. I mean, we got to go quick. We're only here for one achievement, so I don't want to hang around. Well, it's just before you joined, I was just discussing about whether this is a speed run or not. I said technically not. You can CZ mate, but only if you're subscribed or you're on the Patreon. So the voting rights for what the next topic is only goes to, again, that's another perk that came with the Patreon. So yes, thank you for mentioning that, but that doesn't apply to everyone on the Discord, unfortunately. Oh, exactly. The maths isn't too hard, you know. This is is a thing. And welcome in Nana as well. Yeah, welcome in everyone. Thank you for coming with us. Right. So yeah, we were on the hunt for thimble reeds as well because we were desperately trying to get Atmos suits up. We can stock these now. What's the situation with this? No power. Okay, right. I didn't power any of these. I don't know why I always do it like this, but I do. I kind of want... So the thing with Atmos suit is you can put a lot of them on the same line because they don't... They only take power when they're recharging and they don't take power for very long. So you can put a lot of them on the same line and not worry too much about overloading. Yeah, we got ammo suits, we got steel, we got materials research ready to go. I'm trying to get some rockets getting up here. You know, well, we're cracking on. But for anyone that that is joining, it's not a race. It's not a race. Most early games, you can take your time. There's nothing wrong with that. Play at your own speed. Don't be pressured by other people. I say, I have a lot of experience playing this game. I've been playing for a long time, so yeah. I was saying earlier, I kind of know where to predict what to do. It makes things a bit easier. Right, what I'm going to do is... yeah, okay. Let's get some suits in here. We'll leave the rest empty, so we'll put 10 suits in. We have 10 dupes. That seems like a good idea. I do have a blueprint that you're pointing out. I did notice that, but I didn't click on it. Let's see what these blueprints are. Never that useful, to be honest. Some red pants, there you go. Awesome. see this mate trying to get some chess players in. I was actually playing quite a bit of chess today, to be honest. It's kind of why I started the stream a bit late. I forgot. I lost track of time and missed it. Right, we've got solid transport. So the key thing here is, what do we need? We're going to need a lot of stuff. I mean, we can start with this, I think. I really do want to get the first artifact done as well. I know that's not really going to speed us up per se, but say this whole run is about artifacts. It would be nice to have one done. Now the other thing I should do is automation from the materials study terminal. What we can do, this will send a green signal when it's full, and we want to turn this off when it's full. So what we do is pop that to there, and then we put a NOT gate, so it will send a green signal when it's full, which will turn that off. That will go to red, and we'll use copper for that as well, actually. And then that way we don't waste any power with the red belt generator, so that's great. Studying the whole day. Yeah, I'm trying to gain some rating. I'm about sitting 12 to 1300 on Blitz. I play Blitz. It's hard. It's hard trying to get up towards like 1500. The players aren't actually bad. Like the amount of blunders are quite few generally. Like there definitely are some, but it's yeah, you have to out tactic them quite a bit. What we'll do as well is we'll bump the ammo suits onto 8. That's kind of what I like doing. Now also we haven't put any checkpoints on here yet, so these ammo suit docks won't do anything, which is kind of a good thing because we really need them filled up. We don't want to block the dupes in before these are mostly filled, because the amount of oxygen they're going to take is quite a lot, and currently absolutely nothing is getting through to the base. So our Rodriguez is working overtime there. I say we'll keep an eye on the food, but we'll just take not a dupe for now, which happens to be some fertilizer. Yeah, no, I don't tend to use the fertilizer synthesizer. That is not something I use that much, so we'll avoid that. Right, we've got steel. Okay, we need more steel. Yes, it is quite a long way to grab all this. To grab this fossil. Not particularly convenient. Unfortunately, we don't have any ranches. Like if I do an all achievement run, I'll put some hatch ranches in, and then that'll get us a lot of eggshell, and then that's a more efficient way to make line because it's closer as well. So, yeah, what we do is just bump these, so we're getting a bit more speed on getting them harvested. We may need more dupes. Let's see. And we'll bump these two because it's quite important those are running. Okay, go on. So we're down 3 suits. Now that is both copper and reed fibre. So interesting, we've managed to use up way too much copper. So I need to put 11 of those on. Unfortunately, we dug out quite a big copper area up here, so that gave us a load to refine. Not a problem. But do I like Italian food? Of course I like Italian food. Does anyone not like Italian food? Like, who doesn't like pizza and pasta? I haven't met anyone who falls into there. Yeah, but yes, love it. I've been to Italy a couple of times, not that much, but I've been to Rome, and I've been to Pompeii, basically, just kind of near Pompeii. So that was yeah, it was good. Not pizza on pasta. I did pizza and pasta. Even pizza on pasta doesn't sound that bad, but yeah, let's just keep them separate. I'm not crazy. That's yeah, that's a bit out there, but cool. What we will need as well is probably, if we just bump this up a bit more, we'll need metal for the rocket stuff too. Now that's 800. Well, that's 800. I need a lot more metal for that. Then bump it up, and we can get going. So we are just heating this pool up basically by passing it through the metal refinery, but it's not going to boil. As long as it doesn't boil, we'll be fine. I mean, the whole area is going to heat slightly. And also the Rodriguez, so the SPOM will heat as well. So we need to be a little careful on temperatures, but it's going to be fine for a while as long as our plants don't overheat. Which, you know, these ones up here, they're not. Then we'll be fine. Who was the poor tube? It was hungover Haggis who decided to suffocate himself within the first couple of cycles, I think. So I was rather fed up, and I put his memorial where he died. Because basically I told him to put a ladder down and then dig some stuff out, and he dug all the stuff down and then just got stuck in the pool. So, actually it wasn't the first couple of cycles, it was probably cycle 30 something, but... I buried him where he lay, and then we reincarnated hungover haggis, so... all good, and welcome in Tech Turtle, good to see you. Hopefully everyone's had a good week. I want to ask that question. Yes, we are... we're alright, we're alright. No major chaos yet. If anything, we're going quite well, so just keep an eye on this. Check the errands tab. If you want to know if they're not doing something, always check the errands tab. It tells you, why. It looks like they've got other priorities to do. Maybe, yeah, I think it's plants. Thank you very much for the follow, Mephisto. You heard yet. No, Leo did die on the Most Tubes run. He did at the end, didn't he? He lasted for so long, and then he copped it right at the end. But we reincarnated him anyway. But anything for pizza except pineapple, yeah, I think that's a common one. I don't think that's a controversial opinion. You'll find people that agree with you on that. But yeah, we're going along. We're just working on our mid-game stuff, getting there quick. We need more reed fibre. I see we've got 2 over here. Yeah, it seems like everything's priority 6 now, so everything's kind of being ignored, which isn't great. But anyway, we need a lot more copper. We should have a bit of steel as well, so what we can do is, what I wanted to do is put some steel pipes in here, because like I was saying last time, radiant gas pipes are made of metal ores, not refined metals, which means they're pretty bad at conducting. So really you want to use steel, because you can use that for both a metal and a refined metal, and the thermal conductivity is way higher than any of the other metal ores. Yeah, it's probably not the most efficient use of steel, but we can pop that in. We'll run that to there, and then we just need to... I can dump some heat out anywhere, so if I just use a thermoregulator, it doesn't use it anywhere near as much as a thermal aquatuner, so it's way less efficient. So actually we might get away with it. Oh, could use steel for that. We'll start off with gold amalgam, but we may need steel for that. So just in terms of the temps. And then what I am going to need is hydrogen, because that is the best gas for specific heat capacity. Be the most efficient use. So what we'll do is bridge onto the loop, and we'll have to put some bridges here. Let them build that. just baked and frozen pizza on passy put in the microwave. I don't know what that's about. We may have to split these power grids, because this is not a good split of the power grid. So if we join these together, we could probably cut it somewhere and try not to overload this. Yeah, as he says, mate, it's researching some weird pizza pasta combo thing. That I agree, sounds a bit like an abomination. Ooh, we have some snow meteor showers, which is interesting. Snow and ice. This is the first one of these I've ever seen. At least in a real game. Obviously, I've made some videos and stuff on it. We've got some crushed ice up here. Mirrolit? I've never heard of that. I mean, it must exist. It's a thing. Yeah, they'll rush off with this with these building errands. Just because I think I've got enable proximity on, so that's probably what's feeding it. Yeah, we'll just grab hydrogen out of here. And ooh, what I haven't done here at all is put a bypass in. How do we do this? So what how I think this works, can I use the disconnect tool? There we go. First time I've ever used that, actually. I think it needs to run like this. This is getting funky. I need a gas pipe thermosensor. not out of steel. Oh, God's sake. We'll use copper and then we'll connect that up there. So this will work in the same way as a normal cooling loop. Deep frozen. Deep frozen Hawaii peat. Ugh. Okay, I don't know who's buying that, but there you go. Sounds rather strange. So this is using exactly the same principle as an aquatuner cooling loop. As in, I've got a bypass here, so before it enters the machine, I'm using the pipe thermosensor to turn it off if it's already cold enough, and it will, in which case it'll come out and bypass and just go and keep looping. And then other than that, we're just filling it from this bridged on loop. So once this loop is full, we can just disconnect that and send that back for power. That's fine. Okay. Is anyone on this? We just put priority, and we'll put repair on forever as well. And yeah, something up with my mods. My game it reset earlier. Something went weird with the mods. So unfortunately, I don't have suppress notifications on, which is annoying because otherwise I would get rid of that one. I have no read fiber. Supplier end. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think they're getting distracted by the proximity stuff, so they're just doing whatever's closest. Which is a disaster. We have lost a little bit of oxygen pressure. The other thing is we are starting to get the carbon dioxide raising up into the base. My other thought was we need to do that because we just trapped enough carbon dioxide in there, and then as I said last time, the easiest way to sort this out is dig a bigger hole. This is how we sink the carbon dioxide down. It's just dig more hole and problem solved. Some more prints again. Our food is going down every time it comes up. We can just kill that slickster. And we'll also just put attacking on top priority. I like doing that, and everyone will at least come murder some stuff. I could do. I never tend to put storage tanks in there in my cooling systems. Let's see how this works, Kyle. I think it's not a bad suggestion. Let me just play this through and see if it works. I don't usually do these kind of loops. I tend to prefer aquatuners, but there you go. So this is somewhat of an experiment for me. I mean, I understand how it works, obviously, but I don't have a lot of experience in doing it. What are these guys all doing? Store muckroot, store frostbun. Okay, there's a lot of storing going on. So hopefully, if we can sort it out that we take if we do pickled meal, barbecue and frost buns, we can make them here and then ship them in here automatically, and then we don't need to store them, which would be great. In fact, I don't even need the fridges in here, do I? I can just literally just dump them. I don't know why I even put fridges in there. There you go. What was inventing a pumpkin spice latte? Well, I think people just invent stuff because they were just bored, or they were just trying stuff and something fell out that they thought was good. Most inventions, I think, tend to just be accidental. You're like, oh yeah, this works. But yeah, I'm just going on because they don't seem to be getting a lot done. I don't know if this is just me. What are these guys doing? I see. They're all going down here to grab food, but they can't hold their breath long enough, so they're dropping it and they're just doing a loop. I see, great. Let's turn that off. So what's happening is they're coming down here for this little bit of food to store. They come up here, then because they're holding their breath, they then start breathing, drop whatever they were holding, and then they're just stuck in a loop. So yeah, that's awesome. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to disconnect that and stop them coming down there. Except Miss Dominator is trying to get stuck. Well, yeah. Okay, right, problem solved. Okay, I wondered why nothing was getting done. They just weren't doing anything. Ugh, priorities. Okay. After that minor distraction of the dupes getting stuck in a loop, doing absolutely nothing. Not enough RAM. Hey, Corrup. Welcome in. Yes. There's a 404 duplicate brain not found on that one, I'm afraid. And annoyingly, I think they were basically all of them were doing it. So they're kind of just ignoring everything else. Maybe that's why the food has just gone down, because no one's harvesting anything. Right, anyway. Yeah, watch out for that one. That's an interesting failure mode. Just gotta be attentive, work out what's going on. Okay, come on. So we're down on... We are down on reed fibers. We just need a couple more, but there should be enough to sort us out. As in, we have enough to... Oh, we have... we need more copper. Yeah, we have enough suits for us to actually turn it on, so that's great. Schedule-wise, yeah, schedule we're all sorted, so that's fine. You never heard of this pumpkins... Oh, milk espresso... Yeah, pumpkin spice latte. Yeah, I know people that drink that. Yeah. Look, it must have come from a Halloween thing, surely. I know you Americans, you love your pumpkins around... Well, not, yes, Halloween. And Thanksgiving? And Thanksgiving, right? Pumpkin pie is a Thanksgiving thing. I watch TV. So my American pop culture knowledge comes from, of course. Like the rest of the world, I think. Right. So yeah, anyway, now we are finally getting back on actually getting some stuff done, so that's helpful. Let's get this built. Get more... Yeah, I need more copper. So we need a lot of copper, actually. We need a lot of refined metal. And I haven't dug up any lead, although I could dig lead and use lead, but... We'll go with that. We'll start getting our first rocket launched. How's the materials research going? It's not at all. Okay, because we still haven't supplied any of those. Okay, but also they haven't done the rest of the research anyway, so that's not a big deal. Yeah, a lot of fertilization. How are you doing on dirt? 68 tons of dirt. You do have to slightly keep an eye on dirt if you are growing and farming mealwood, because it does actually use a fair chunk of dirt, and you can find yourself running out, which is also quite useful to pin it to your items up here. Yeah, just click on the seal and then just tick on anything you think is useful. And as you play more, of course, you learn what's useful. So steel is definitely one. A diamond is another one I like to have on there. I don't think we need anything else at this point. Right. Okay, I think we've just got one suit left, is it? And are they on it? Are they on it? Nice, that is the last suit. So, let me get this... once we get enough copper, in fact we do already have enough copper, what we can do now is chuck down these ammo suit checkpoints. We'll just, prior to that, we go for a save, which ruins my thing. We'll just open that up too. American cringe food. It's not being mean to my lovely American viewers, which I know there are many of you. I think it's my main demographic, so we've got to be nice to the lovely Americans. But yeah, another key thing to do here with suit checkpoints is you want to set this to vacancy only. So I have a mod on which does changes the defaults for me, but the default here will be on clearance always, and that says here at the top. So the status is here, and if you click that button, it will change it to vacancy only. Now that means that they will only come back through the checkpoint if there is a dock for them to dock at. Otherwise, if you leave it on the default on always, if the docks are full and they're running back, they'll just dump the suit on the floor. And then eventually you'll wonder why all of your suits are on the floor. And it's because of that. So, and thank you very much for the follow, Little Biologist. So yes, if you are building ammo suit checkpoints, either get the default settings mod, which is very useful, and set that to vacancy or only. That's the default, or make sure you manually change it when you build a new one. But yes, now this is good. The other thing we need to make sure is that we have one exit and one entry, or we have outside of the map is only accessible via suits, and the inside is, there's no cut around. So currently they can come out with a suit here, come down and walk across. Okay, they can't walk across here, but if they could walk across here, they could then get inside, and you'd end up mixing suits, and that means they could also get out and come that way. Now, because there's a massive gap here, that means currently, in order to come to this left side of the map, they have to come out in suits, and the right side is not suited. So I don't need to do that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable access out of the right side of the base, and that does mean we need to get. Oh no, I'm going to leave that one. We're going to block this off because effectively, what I want to do is have this tunnel, as it were, be Atmo suit only. So if they come, oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that, but they need to come over the top. So we need to stop them leaving here too. So they can't leave this area without going to the left. And if we want them to access the right, we're going to need to send them over the top, is the plan. I haven't, as well, insulated any of this, which would probably be a good idea. Not that it's super critical. And I also, what I haven't done is done any kind of carbon dioxide management at all, really. So yes, that's the thing. So we can just do it like that. Then that will mean they can also come across there, and we will we'll ladder down there as well. And this is quite excessive, maybe. I mean, it's a good way to set it up, but it'll make us a nice insulated box and keep all the nasty things out. And then this is our nice little base area, and then the rest of the map, they have to go out in suits. And then that means they can go into the oil biomes, which is perfectly safe. They can go into space and they'll have oxygen. They can go in the cold areas. They can go through giant pools of liquid. This is definitely the better way to set up your map. So have your Atmo suit, safe base area, manage your temperatures, manage your oxygen, Atmo suit the rest of the map, and then everything gets nice and easy. See, just by digging this down, the carbon dioxide that was here has just fallen down into that bit. Something we probably do want to do is combine these water pools as well, because I'm just conscious. This is our oxygen supply. We're pulling from here, as well as our research stuff. So we need to be conscious of that. Okay, great. Hopefully someone's on this, please. What do you mean no pending? Have we lost a Weezewort seat? I suspect we may have lost it down here somewhere. There might be one down there. So we probably just go find another one if we can. Okay, we will want to go that way. We can just dig across here, and there's an AETN there which we can dig up, not a problem. Not that we need it or want it. If you dig that, the snow will fall and the Weezewort will come down as well. So that's great. And we can leave this on now. If so, because I put the automation in, I don't need this manual switch. I'll just leave that on, let the automation do its job. And what I'll do as well is I'll set this to 51, because usually, so you lose rad bolts as the shot travels. Between here and here we'll probably lose one, and this thing takes 100. It can store 100, so you don't want to send it weird numbers. If you sent 50, you'd end up with 49. The second go would do 49, and then there'd be 98 in here, and it would still be requesting them. So it'd be a waste. We've got no power. We may need to beef up our power systems. So I'm gonna see if we can get this rad bolt across, but it might be too much. Okay, now we've done that. Okay, that's too high. We're going quite ad hoc here, as you can see. This is a not nice and neat. Some of it's neat, but a lot of it isn't. But let's add some more coal. Alright, well, thank you for popping in, Maretta. Hopefully I'll see you again. And thank you for saying hello. It's good to see people about. Yeah, we'll hold off on that. Let's grab some. Let's go that. They do eat metal ores. We don't want that. Okay, and then we're going to need some more steel. So we've got 800 steel. Another 5 will give us enough to do enough for an aqua tuner if we want an aqua tuner, which we will need at some point. But yes, hopefully we're going to have a play around with different rocket types. So that was part of the idea for this run, was to do different rocket types. So how this is going to work is we need to make a rocket area. This is the height that I need for the rocket. So what I want to do is come down here, and then we'll put a pole as well. Pole, and we can, and then we'll need to dig out this whole area. Arrivederci. Yes, I know that one. And Hodge ciao. That's one. We like the simplicity of that. Yeah, we can do all this stuff up, clear our way through, and then what we will need to do is get to the top of the map and put some meteor protection in there. So most of the meteor showers now, after they've been introduced, aren't that dangerous. So we've got 3 types of meteor showers: copper, ice, and slimy. The ice and slime I don't think does any damage. So I think it is just the copper meteor showers that bring the damage-bringing ones, but there are some, so we need some protection. We'll go for the bunker doors, but that's going to take a lot more steel. So what we will do, in fact, that's probably why a good justification for making the aqua tuner. We'll get up for aqua tuner, and then we'll set up probably a little mini industrial brick thing that we can use. One over here. So we might just... This is a slime area. But also, this is now the benefit of having the Atmo suits. So far, I've been very careful on digging slime. You see there's no slime lung. But now we have Atmo suits, we can just dig through this completely at leisure. It doesn't matter. We can just dig through wherever we want. Slime lung is not going to affect anyone. Who is idling? Idling usually means stuck. Okay. This is Joe. So, okay. I kind of forgot about Joe, to be honest. Sorry, Joe. But yeah, let's just grab this little bit. But like we were very much thinking last time, there doesn't appear to be any artifacts here, which is probably not a surprise. Okay, cool. We have the rad bolt generator going. We have our first bit of material study being done, which is great. And that'll give us the artifact analysis station and some more rocket stuff. Having the Spacefarer module is very useful. The basic nose cone, it's just kind of worse. The only thing is, I suppose, it does save height. So if you're doing for a small rocket or small rocket engines, it is better. But generally, the Spacefarer module is the one you want. It's the better one. So remember that. But what we can also do is pop a telescope on the surface, somewhere accessible. Yeah, okay. And we can make this kind of temporary because the point of the telescope is to just chop our grids in half. There we go. Well, they haven't finished doing that. All right, we'll get that done. Yeah, the point of the telescope is just to do the area around the planetoid. Obviously, it does 3 hexes out, so you'll get something like this band. We'll get that far with the telescope. You can get 4 with the enclosed telescopes. We may well swap to that, but we can also send rockets up with telescopes in, so that's fine. Keep an eye on Stinkcatter. So, yeah, I think we are done over here. The other thing that we might do, though, and maybe we use it was over here, Joe. We might use Joe to do is we should probably work our way to the surface and try and set up a telescope over here because we're going to need one if we want to telescope this area out. And obviously we are doing lots of rocketry stuff on this run, as we mentioned, so having more space telescoped out will be helpful. Obviously Joe is a digger, not a scientist, so he will not be able to use the telescope, but we can, for the sake of a scientist that will follow him, build that for them, and hopefully he's alright over there, and then we'll bring him back afterwards. We do also need to grab, obviously, the space the space artifacts. So we'll need to find those too. Yeah, little biologist. Thank you for chatting. Welcome in. Buona serata. Don't know if I'm saying that right. I think Italian is more or less say it how you see it. It's a phonetic, I think, more or less. Yeah, I never learned Italian. Yeah, Spanish, French, Bulgarian now, but yeah, no Italian. I think it's quite similar to Spanish. Not a million miles away. Yeah, CZ was just he aggressively offered to play chess with everyone, and they all ran away. Ooh. Okay. I wonder if we can like build this because it's taking a while. Come on. This is unreachable. Okay, that would make sense. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. Chess is a rough game, you know. You got to you're either good at it or you're not. You know, your rating's quite well defined usually. So if you play someone that's a number of points higher than you, it's just impossible. So just practice. Anyway, yeah, we managed to make a hole big enough for the dupes, which is always a good idea. So now we can get these more coal gens up and running. And yeah, so what this should do now, this is full. It'll go through a NOT gate and disable the rad bolt generator, and then we're all good until a dupe comes and does it. We'll bump priority in it because we kind of want them going. Otherwise, to get the Wheeze warts, we do need to feed them phosphorite, which is usually available in quite large amounts anyway, and Drecos do excrete it out if you have a few of those. So phosphorite's very easy to get hands on, but technically we're wasting it. I don't like wasting materials, so we'll try and get going with that. And hopefully now splitting the power grids, this one is now more sensibly balanced. Yeah, done. I think they're going to grab igneous rock. Oh, I can rebuild this as well because now they have suits. They can get to the bottom. You've been studying. Yeah, I know. It takes years to be good at chess. That's the problem. It's not a quick one. So what we'll do is we'll run this line to the top because that will be fine. The question is, do we want to run the heavy watt line to the top because that might be more efficient? Because eventually we're going to do rockets and we're going to do bunker doors and stuff. We're going to need a lot of power up to the top. I was trying to avoid sending the heavy watt straight down the main ladder because the decor is terrible. So we could, in theory, run it somewhere else. So we will need to make a flame trench. That's the same idea, but exhaust area. So if I put the pad here, the rocket's exhaust in a 9x3 area down the middle, so something like that. Which means I didn't actually want to do that. Which means we could put, say, the bottom of the map here. This will be like our this will be our area. We'll use the abyssalite as well to protect us. Then what we can do is stick a little power port somewhere in here. Although that's probably not the best idea. How many rockets are we going to need? I've no idea. I mean, 3 or 4. Maybe we'll stick the power sideways. But either way, my point was, we can, I think, just run a ladder right the way up there and stick some power through it. So we'll do that. I mean, we could run it up here. The decor really doesn't matter because they're probably not getting any morale from the decor anyway. Probably a waste of time, but like I say, we're not speed running, so we can be a bit inefficient with that and not worry too much. They are finally getting on with this, almost there. Gotta make sure they can't bridge this gap. Again, like I said earlier, I don't want them to come in or out with the wrong suit situation, so make them walk around. Fine. Couple more to go. And will depend on their carrying capacity as well. Gonna slow them down for sure. Yeah, lots to do. This is definitely my normal playstyle, where I just give them way too much to do and then leave them to it. Nighttime. Obviously, they are on offset schedules, so although it is nighttime, not all of them will go and sleep. Some of them are still working. Right, so it's above. Let's put minus. Yeah, we can go really cold on this because it's hydrogen. I don't even want to go that cold. Yeah, we'll see. Storm cut the electricity off from the other half of the city. What? I assume you mean in real life. You have some storms. Okay, come on. Bit more delivery to do. Fortunately, not everyone has loads of carrying skills yet. It's alright, Razor, no worries. You normally make your way back, don't you? So, yeah. It's fine, and of course all the VODs are on YouTube as well, so you never have to miss a minute of me playing. There's 200 plus hours of the most tubes run, you know, it's all there, it's all there. For anyone wants to see. Never be short of me to hang out with. Cool, right, so now we've finally got this running. So what let's do is just pull the heat out. Awesome, right, we've finally got the life support one, so that's our first bit of full materials research done. What else is going to help us? We'll grab the scanner, I think. It's just a case of just grabbing more useful stuff. It doesn't matter too much about rushing to do materials research because we have, of course, the automation to turn it off. So that's fine. So hopefully this hydrogen will start cooling down and that'll start chilling this area. Yes, it's going down. So lovely, and it'll heat this area up. Shouldn't heat up too much because actually this thing is pretty inefficient at moving heat. So, food. We'll take food. That's quite a lot of food. I'm trying to remember exactly how efficient these are. I think this moves basically a 20th of the heat of an aqua tuner, because you only get 1 kilogram per second in the gas rather than 10, which an aqua tuner moves, and these are half as efficient. So literally you would need 20 of these to match 1 aqua tuner. That's why these aren't, like, I haven't actually put this in anything to cool it down. I'm just generally letting the atmosphere do it, although it might be a bit much. So we'll see. We may overheat here, but anyway, we'll try. Yeah, Razor's another 15 minutes and then going to pop back. Exactly. Nothing's going wrong. I'm an excellent Oxygen Not Included player, and I always know what I'm doing, and anyone that says otherwise is a liar. No mistakes. I say in jest, of course, because we've had a lot of mistakes when we're playing, but there you go. That's the fun of it. Be too easy otherwise.